give up. You have others relying on you. What do you mean?
Well, you are providing a home for your family and a place for your pals to hang out.
Not to mention, your home is good for the environment.
Am I good for the environment?
Depends on how you look at dumpster divers.
Hey now, I resemble that remark.
Good for the environment? I thought we were considered a nuisance to the environment.
Well, for some maybe, but it's a little known fact that your homes can help prevent the bad stuff from entering our streams and rivers.
Kind of like a filter? I knew I was good for something.
Now I'm convinced you must rise up and build.
You know, this reminds me of that story we heard the youth group telling around the campfire last week.
I remember that night when the goofy kid tripped over his own 2 feet and fell into the muck.
Yeah, they all can be as graceful as me.
Come on now. I can barely wait. What's that story?
Well, this is the story of Nehemiah and the Jerusalem wall.
Oh yeah, Nehemiah. What a great story.
Nehemiah was a servant to the king and eventually became a cupbearer.
Cupbearer? A bear who was a cup? Now this is ridiculous. I know this is just a story, but come on.
He isn't a king or chain bear. In Bible times, a cupbearer was the real deal.
Yeah, the responsibility of a cupbearer was to serve drinks for the royal table. Since kings were concerned about plots to poison them, cupbearers had to guard the cup carefully and would even sometimes taste the drink before serving it to ensure it was safe. Due to the responsibilities, a cupbearer had to be trustworthy and loyal.
Whoa, I wouldn't want that job. Yeah, talk about dirty jobs.
I love dirty jobs.
Ew, yeah.
So one day, a friend of Nehemiah's came to visit him. He told Nehemiah how the wall in Jerusalem that kept all the people safe had been torn down and destroyed.
I bet Nehemiah was very sad when he heard that.
I can relate. It stinks seeing your home destroyed.
Yeah, I imagine the people of Jerusalem were pretty discouraged too.
Nehemiah wept and prayed for days for the people of Jerusalem. He wanted to do something about it. He decided to ask for permission to go back to Jerusalem and to be even braver and ask the king for all the supplies he would need to rebuild the walls.
I have to admit, that was pretty bold.
Well, Nehemiah knew he couldn't leave his palace without special permission from the king. And if he was allowed to leave, what would he use to rebuild?
The king could have been upset. He could have been suspicious. He could have said, "No way, Jose, I need you here keeping me safe."
But the king really trusted Nehemiah, didn't he?
Yes, the Bible says God has given Nehemiah much favor with the king.
Well, when you put your life into someone's hands like that, I guess you have to trust them, huh?
Definitely.
So what you were all saying is, I'm a dependable, trustworthy character, huh?
That depends how hungry you are.
Let him finish the story.
When Nehemiah told the king what happened to the walls, the king not only allowed him safe passage to his kingdom, but also funded the trip and the rebuilding of the wall.
I wonder if Nehemiah was afraid to leave the land. I wouldn't blame him if he was.
I'm sure he was afraid, but he chose to trust in God and step out into faith instead of giving into fear.
When Nehemiah arrived in Jerusalem, he began rebuilding the wall. While they were building, Nehemiah and his men were made fun of. The enemies of the Jews were trying to keep them from rebuilding the wall.
I wouldn't want people making fun of me.
That didn't stop Nehemiah. He cared more about what God thought of him than what those around him did.
Wow, that's so cool. I want to be like Nehemiah.
The people worked from sunup to sundown, continuing until the wall was complete.
Nehemiah became a leader for the Israelite people. And when you take the initiative to do good, then others trust you.
See a need, fill a need, just like Nehemiah.
Wow, what a great story. See a need, fill a need.
Nehemiah shows us so we are all placed in the exact spot God wants us to be.
That's so true. Nehemiah was a cupbearer, and God would use his position to enable him to help rebuild Jerusalem.
Great point. Whatever position you are in, God has placed you there for you to be able to serve Him and do the work He has created for you.
I want to be just like Nehemiah.
Well, here's our chance. Our friend Bucky is in need. We can all work together like Nehemiah has been to help Bucky rebuild.
You would all do that for me?
You betcha.
Let's get to work.
See, that's Nehemiah.